guys, so I wanted to jump on here today to talk to you about how long does it take for medical tattooing to heal? Now, this is a great question. This is a question for not only our clients that we see for medical tattooing, but our artists that are in the beginning stages of learning the process. And maybe we've done a couple procedures, but we're not seeing it return and after it's healed. Because sometimes we might think something might take a certain amount of time to heal, and it's actually taken longer than we think. True healing process for medical tattooing. When I say medical tattooing, this can relate to anything that's tattooing over scar tissue. Let's think about it like this. When you're working in scar tissue, the skin has been compromised, right? So when we tattoo on the body, it's like, you have your normal layers of skin. If you're a tattoo artist, you know that we need to implant the pigment into the dermis, which is about 3 to 4 layers down. With medical tattooing, we have compromised skin. So we're working in that skin. So we're going through scar tissue to get to dermis. Think about it like this. It may take a little bit longer for it to heal than a traditional tattoo or tattoo that has been done on skin without compromised skin. During the process of the procedure, it's also going to react different. Scar tissue reacts different when you work in it than in normal layers of skin. So if we tattoo a body art piece on the arm, it's going to heal differently than a scar tissue, or it's going to react differently while we're working in it. What I mean by that is when we work in scar tissue, you're going to see instantly that the tissue is going to raise. Usually it becomes a little hypertrophic looking, which means raised up. It may turn a little red or irritated looking. That's normal with scar tissue, where if you tattooed a tattoo on the arm, it wouldn't necessarily do that. It would just, you may see a little redness or a reaction, but you won't see a lot of raised look after the tattoo is completed. So that would be the difference of the reaction that it happens when it's doing it. So that could affect the healing process. So the healing process itself, I would say a typical tattoo could take about 10 days, a full week and a half or so of healing to see that whole exfoliating process, and then what looks somewhat grayish and white. And that's because the first few days it's seeping, right? It's going to cause somewhat of maybe a scabbing. The natural body is going to heal itself. So your epidermis is going to heal over the dermis. The dermis is where you have the pigment implanted. On day 3 to 5, you may see something that's starting to happen. Around day 5 to 7, it's going to start to look somewhat grayish, not as vibrant and as bright or even a little red tone that it was initially when you had done it, because the skin is healing over top of the ink. The ink's down here now, and the skin is healing over top of it. So it looks somewhat faded, not as vibrant as it was. Give it a couple more days, and then that vibrance and what is left is going to start to push back through, and that's what's going to be left of the pigment. Same thing goes for medical tattooing. That's the healing process itself. But with scar tissue, it could take longer, and it depends on the type of scar tissue, whether it's a surgery scar, a burn, or what kind of area you're working on. What's your canvas look like at that point? It's going to be a little different. I would say scar tissue can take longer. Now, I'm talking about the initial healing process. Now, we wouldn't want to tattoo this for a longer period of time. So I would wait at least 4 weeks in order to even tattoo that. Some even say 4 to 6 weeks. I would say with needling, if you're just going to do needling to see the real results, I would wait at least 8 weeks. So you can have different timing based on what you're working on. How bad is the scar tissue? Is it thin? Is it radiated? Is it a burn? So yes, I would judge each scar differently. If the skin is thinner or it has more scar tissue, I would wait a little bit longer for the actual healing process to happen and for them to come back. I would give them more time. So you can change your time of healing for each individual client too. To be safe, you could say longer for every client if that's what you like to. So clients, I would just expect to have a certain period of time before you're going to come in for your initial procedure than you are for your follow-up. Also, with scar tissues, I would say 90% of the time, I would recommend coming back for a follow-up because it is compromised skin and you're going to lose more pigment than you are with a traditional tattoo. So I hope this helps, just understanding the time frame of how long a tattoo can actually take to heal. You have that initial healing process, remember, and then you have that underlining healing process. So all the layers and time, you give it enough time to heal completely before you actually come back in for another procedure. So hope this helps, and think about your healing time. Think about the procedure that you're having. Think about the scar tissue. Just use your best judgment on time frame in that sense of what the actual area is that you're working on. How compromised is it? What does the skin look like? Set enough time in between each procedure to make sure that you're not doing it too soon before it's ready to be tattooed again. Hope this helps you guys, and follow and subscribe because we're going to create more tons and tons. I'm going to keep coming at you guys with tons more information. And this knowledge is actually coming from just, tons and tons of years of experience. So I have seen my stuff healed 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. Because those dragging people that they take a long time to get back for their follow-ups, and that's okay. I tell them to come back at least within 6 months. Wait a certain period of time, whatever time I'm going to tell them, whether it's the 4 weeks, the 8 weeks. They're going to come back in the 4 to 6 weeks, then, or 8 weeks if they're having a certain procedure or their scar tissue's damaged. Come back within 6 months because then you're taking too long at that point. So I want you guys to just make sure that you give them enough time. I've also seen my scars come back 1 year, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, even 10 years plus. I've seen my work come back, so I know how it's going to heal. Next video, I'd love to talk to you about the pigment in the skin too, and how it looks over time and how it heals, and maybe the things that might affect the way that it heals. So stay tuned. I hope you guys like it. Talk to you soon. Bye.